Well, hello, YouTubers and Facebookers and all other onlookers. It's Jimmy P. Brown II, coming at you here from Las Vegas, Nevada, from my bedroom, actually, slash my mini little recording studio. This is where I'm recording nowadays. Um, I just shot like a 25-minute video, and for whatever reason, it didn't save. So maybe it was to tell me that 25 minutes is way too long. So, so what has been going on? Quite a bit, actually. Um, but I'm not going to take 25 minutes to tell you about it. So I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, and we'll try to catch up. First of all, my apologies for um, not staying in touch via my YouTube channel like I should. It's just been a bit of an overwhelming process for me mentally to move and move to back home. This is my second home. Vegas will always be a second home to me. SoCal's my home first and foremost, but a lot of times I always think of that Neil Diamond song, "I Am I Said." He said, "LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York's home, but it ain't mine no more." And that's kind of the way I feel about LA, you know. So because as much as it is home, it's not home anymore, and it's just so expensive to live there, and I don't understand how all my friends and family and everybody else has just made it there, because every time I come back, it's just like, there's no way I can live here. It's just too expensive. So maybe that's why, because I think that way. I don't know. Nonetheless, so I've come back to my second home, which is Vegas, and while things are very much the same, they're very, very different at the same token. So it's just trying to relearn, reestablish, and get things going. I'm really proud of Helen. Helen was just able to, get back in with the company she used to work for. She let him know she was moving back, and within a few weeks she was back, and she's, stepped into her role very comfortably, and she loved her job before we left, and she loved what she does. She did so, and she's having a blast at it again. Me, I'm having probably the hardest time dealing with going back to what was my chosen profession, and not exactly sure why. I haven't. Um, for those of you that know my story, obviously I was here in Vegas for a number of years, and then we left in 2010 when I took an opportunity out in Alabama, deep south, and took an opportunity with two casinos out there, and I was a marketing manager for two properties. So I'll try to keep this in a nutshell, but um, when leaving, we left at the end of 2013. So I'd spent almost 4 years there, and was very happy with what I had helped build there, because when I went there, these casinos were in circus tents, literally circus tents. And then we built some wonderful properties. And I'm not saying I'm single-handedly responsible. Of course not. I was one of the cogs in the machine, but nonetheless, it was a very cool thing that I was there for their start of where they were going and what they were going to build and what they were doing. And I'm glad, and I was told by my old COO, um, who he was a mentor to me, and he told me, we could not have done this without you, and that makes you feel good, when you hear that. Um, but I left the casino business with a sense of moral ambiguity. And it wasn't that, I believe gambling's wrong, or, to me, anything in excess is wrong, and I think that's just period, the end. Um, but it was what I was doing. It was, the whole in marketing, I mean, that's the manipulation factors, to seduce people to want to come and to promise them and sell them a dream that is exactly that, a dream. You're selling the intangible. You're selling something that may or may not exist, and which is winning a jackpot, and um, I had issue with it, and because some people just get so over engrossed and over engulfed with it that they play, trying to win that big one, and they end up losing their houses, their businesses, their and I've seen it happen time and time again. I saw it happen here in Vegas, and and I always the way I always justified everything is, I'm not putting a gun to their head. I'm not making them do this. They're doing, what they choose to do is all their own. And while there's some grain of truth to that, there is also the truth that that whatever it is that we sell, the intangibility, the product that doesn't necessarily exist or may not exist, that stuff does get to you after a while, because you start wondering, what is it, and so when I'd left the business, we'd moved to California because of Helen's parents. Her mom had passed away, and then we were taking care of her dad, and we moved back to California to be close to our families, and then her father passed away. And of course, I tried to get back into the casino network there, was unsuccessful for whatever reason. Actually, I know the reason, but I'm not going to get into it. Um, but that's when we started our own business, and then somehow, some way, wound up back in Alabama, and which this trip necessarily had its ups and downs. There was some good, there was some bad, mostly bad, and but that's what led to us coming home, and but now I find myself 8 years having been out of the picture here, out of the game, because no matter what you do, like I said, here I was a marketing manager for 2 properties. I was making this amount. I was doing very well. It doesn't matter to them. Here, to them, it's, hokey tribal properties. And so you kind of have to start off where you were, or start off even behind where you were, which, again, no big deal. I don't care. I just, wanted a gig. And, but it's that same struggle with moral ambiguity is coming back, and because it's the same idea. I'm a salesman. It's what I do, is I sell the intangible. I sell the dream of, come out here and spend your money. Again, not putting a gun to their head, but I try to make it as pleasing as possible by selling them, first and foremost, me. My services, or what I can do for you. And but everything is all contingent on what they play, and and more importantly, what they lose. So when you think about it in those terms, it just makes you start wondering, questioning, and people are like, "Are you crazy? Why are you going on YouTube and talking like this about your gig?" And it's just like, because I'm not going to hide anything about the way I feel, and if it costs, it costs. I just say what I say. I do what I do, and that's just it. In any case, and it's just like I said, it's another world. It's changed here. The whole town. I mean, we have a hockey team now, and we didn't when I had left, and now the Raiders are coming in 2020. Building a stadium for them right now. I'm watching it being built. It's cool. So lots of changes, but clientele has changed. There's not an emphasis on playing anymore, gaming. The emphasis is on conventions, food and beverage. Super chefs, superstar chefs that have restaurants, and which ones do we host, and which ones do the competitors host, and all that. And then clubs and the goofy shows, and I mean, it goes on and on and on, and that's where the emphasis is now on Vegas, and for fear, I mean, I've talked to other cats in the industry that are in the similar field as I am, which is casino marketing. And there, the fear is that in 10 years we're going to be an anachronism. We're not even going to be uh, a necessary component anymore. Because we've people in my field in casino hosting and casino marketing period, especially hosts, are viewed as the necessary evil for the market. And but if you give the ability to the people to comp themselves and to take care of what they do out of their own bucket that they have access to, then what need for the casino host? And there's a fair amount of truth to that. And when you do give that kind of authority and power to people, but more importantly, the people that are just getting the um, corporation's credit card, if you sign up for their credit card, you earn points and you become a diamond member, or you become a platinum member, or whatever it is, the different levels of every casino has. But they offer their own credit card, and you don't even have to play anymore to get to this big status. All you have to do is just spend money on your credit card, whether you spend it at home buying gas or on groceries, or you spend it at the casino buying trinkets and whatever, and paying for your expensive overly priced dinners. um, you're going to rack up points, and you're going to rack up comp points too, and you can end up comping yourself for your stay. And it's changed. It wasn't like that when I'd left, and there was a real need for our services. And so I'm finding myself torn between two worlds, because it's not that I even necessarily wanted to come back to this industry. It's just that it's an industry I knew, and it's an industry I'd spent 14 years in. And and it's so funny, people, I get fan letters all the time. Well, why are you working? Why aren't you just doing what you love and what you were put on this planet to do? And that's make music. And it's like, because there's no money in it, and I've got to eat. I've got to pay payments. I've got to, pay bills, and be able to afford the apartment and the car payment and the insurance payment, which insurance is outrageous out here now because of Uber and drunk drivers and pot being legal. And it's just insanity. Like I said, so many things have changed. And, are you happy to be back? That's what I've been asked. Oh God, yes. I mean, you have no idea of uh, the situation that I escaped. I needed to get away. And yes, absolutely, positively, 100% happy to be back. Um, but, coming back here and seeing how things have changed, it's time to either adapt or find something else to do. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure those things out. And without getting too much into answering all these emails, because I'm not going to lie to you, the past 4 to 5 months, I just haven't responded, and they're approaching 800 emails, and just not answering like I used to. And I used to use this as the forum to answer most of the emails, and I'm so sorry, and I apologize to all of you, my faithful subscribers, but I'll be keeping up with this more regularly. But people just want to know, are you okay? And I'll say this: I'm struggling mentally. I'm struggling with everything I've gone through. And people want to know physically, am I okay? Because of everything that I went through last year with my surgery and everything else. And yes, in fact, went to the doctor a couple weeks ago, had everything checked out, and looks like things are going well. There are struggles and concerns, obviously, with my autoimmune system, and but it's growing stronger, which is good. Um, um, and then there is, of course, the typical, quit smoking, lose weight, yada yada yada. So I'm working on it. I'm going back in a couple of days for my 2-week follow up, and all that other good stuff, and see what other kind of nonsensical meds they want to push on me and try to make me take. And of course, I'll always try to take the alternative route, if exercise and diet can fix it, I'd rather do that. What else? What else? So yes, in a nutshell, I'm happy to be back. Uh, I am better physically. Mentally, I'm still gathering it all. Um, Lots of, of course, those of you who know me, I've never been bashful about sharing my stuff. And, I was diagnosed with chronic generalized anxiety disorder back in the mid 90s. And, I have a good year, I have a good couple of years, then I have a good, bad couple of years. And then, but the last 2 years have been severe, with the last 6 months being pretty strange. So I'm dealing with that, and getting back into the workplace and everything else, and then trying to do the music has been the hard part. Of course, all of you know that to occupy my time and to satisfy some fandom craving, we did the Subversive Kind, of course, and then I did my solo record, and just released that. That actually, after a year and a half, finally got released. But it's a beautiful piece of product. I haven't heard it yet because hey, I don't have a vinyl or a CD player. I know it sounds silly, but I don't. Um, um, but I hear they sound wonderful. So, but I'm kind of over it. I'm working on new material right now, and I'm writing. In fact, just finished a song for my Patreon people. And that's another thing. If you guys want to be a part of this, of being one of my patrons, it's for as little as $5, what you spend on coffee at Starbucks in one visit, as little as $5 a month, you can help me continue to make music. And because I'm the Eraserhead, as one slew of emails asked, is this a one-off? And it's like, no, this isn't a one-off. This is this is what I'm doing now. This is what I want to do musically now. And if you want to help me in that endeavor, I would love for your help to support. For, like I said, for as little as what you would pay for a single cup of coffee over at Starbucks in one visit, you can help me once a month with $5, as little as $5 or whatever it is you want to contribute. Just go to my Patreon site and just go patreon.com and look for Jimmy P. Brown the second, or Jimmy Brown. I can't remember how I'm placed, but you can find me. You're going to get all these special perks, like my 6 patrons right now. 6. Again, trust me, I'm super uber grateful for them because they're the reason I'm able to do what I'm doing right now. But they're getting my newest single, which is called Nothing. And it'll be coming out here very soon. I'm shipping it off to mastering and then having a little artwork piece done for it. And they're going to be the first to get it. It'll be a digital copy because I'm not going to release physical CDs anymore of my solo stuff. I just want to do it all. Maybe when I compile 10 or 12 songs, then I'll put it out on a CD. I'll see. I don't know yet. But right now it's just going to be released in single format. And the patrons from patreon.com are the ones that are going to get it first, and they're going to get it, months before it'll be released on iTunes or anything like that. So, so if you want to be a part of that, I'd appreciate it. And you're not only helping me, but you're helping further what the cause of art and why we do what we do and why we believe we were put on earth to do what we do. And there you go. Camelot is trudging along. And I do mean trudging because it's and I told everybody, I told all the crowdfunder people that crowdfunded it, it's going to be a process. And because we didn't make goal, we were still, even with the part 2 version of the campaign, we still didn't make goal and still came severely short. And I don't know if just people didn't give a damn and they don't care about the record, or if it's just, it's old, or nobody liked it. I don't know, but we're going to do it anyway. And we're working on it, but it's just coming along slowly. And then once everything's all together and the music's all together and the storyboard and the book and everything's all ready to go, which it's almost ready to go, just the music is what we're waiting for. Um, then I have to decide how, I got to pitch it to a record label to try to put it out because I can't afford to put it out in book and story and CD and DVD and all that other stuff. I just can't. So, and we didn't make goal. So it is what it is. But we're just trudging along. We're working on it. So, and then, like I said, I'm continuing my solo effort. So, it's therapeutic for me, number one. And as many of these wonderful emails that I have read through, I haven't just ignored them. I've read through them all. They always tell me how cathartic my music is to them. That everything from Learn forward was just cathartic for them, including my Fearful Symmetry and Jupiter 6 endeavors. And that's cool, I guess that's what it's there for. That's what I'm there for. To put my heart on the slab that called music, that palette, and see if anybody else can relate to the human experience. So, in any case, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of my fans. And then people have asked, why aren't you pushing Patreon? Why aren't you pushing your site? And it's simply because I'm embarrassed. And I know I shouldn't be. Every artist, even I watch the show religiously. I just adore it, called Big Bang Theory. And, even as scientists, they have to go and they beg for money, to further their endeavors, to buy the equipment that they need and everything. So it's not an unheard of thing, but I've just always been a little on the prideful side when it comes to asking for help. And it's not very easy for me. I would rather suffer in silence than to ask for help. That's just my way. And then I've purposely been staying off Facebook. Couple of reasons. Main reason is just I'm tired of the negativity on there. It is what it is. I said it wasn't going to be a 25-minute video, and it is. It's 22 minutes now. And I like I said, I recorded this much last time, and then it didn't save. So if it didn't save this time, I'll try to make a shorter video for you guys. But in any case, thank you for your love, support, your prayers, your warm thoughts. Send them all, because your buddy Jimmy needs it right now, because I'm trying to figure a lot of things out. And in all of that time as well, with figuring things out and doing what I do, I want to continue to make art for you. So, in any case, thanks so much for watching. I'll stay in touch a lot more often now. So, talk to you soon.